Welcome to the North Idaho Nomads Gear Reviews, a series of quick, unscheduled, and unorganized reviews of the gear we love and the gear we're paid to talk about. If you are interested in the item we review, check the link in the description of this video. We've probably got a discount code available for it. Today, we're talking about the Flexispot Infrared Sauna IS2.
Bit of a side quest today. Almost had my shop clean enough to get in here and do some work. And then this guy showed up. So it's taken up way too much real estate in here. So we're going to try to get it put together and take up some real estate inside of our house. So that is the plan for today. This is the Flexispot 2-person IR Sauna sent to us by Flexispot. Thank you guys. We're excited to get this put together and get warmed up during this cold North Idaho spring. So that's what I'm going to do today. Glass is intact, that's a good start.
Garage and march right to the house.
So that's pretty much it. Took, honestly, a surprisingly little amount of time to put this all together. I mean, setup was super quick, probably under 10 minutes if I had read the instructions. Pretty self-explanatory. It's basically bottom, 4 sides, a bench, and a top. That's about it. And I'll just buckle together these little latches here. Top sits right on there. A few plug-in connections and you're good to go. Decent display. One on the inside, one on the outside. Temp control, time control, FM radio, MP3. Here's your different light options. So that's the outside lights there. Inside lights have, that's just a basic inside light, or you can switch through different colors depending on your mood. Kind of like blue. Ooh, dark blue is even better. And this one is just kind of a rotating color. So that are the basics of it. Decent little bench. The nice thing about this one, it's got a panel on the floor and also panel under the bench for your legs. Not all of them have that. I believe either the floor, they usually don't come with a floor or leg, one of the two. This one does. And then panel on each side, and then another panel right here on the front. 2 speakers up top, temperature probe, vent. If you want to let a little heat out. Pretty spacious, easily fit 2 people. Super easy setup, comes reasonably decent quality.
Alright, so we've talked a little bit on this channel about how we want to share more kind of health and wellness stuff this year. So I'm really excited to finally get to show you the inside of our Flexispot Infrared Sauna and how it works. I've used it once and I loved it. So now that I've gone through and experienced it, I'm gonna kind of show you guys how it all works and what you can expect if you were to get one of these units. This is a 2-person infrared sauna. The really great thing about infrared is that it's a lot more attainable. So the average person isn't really set up to get a dry sauna or a steam sauna. I mean, a steam sauna requires so much prep work with like the tile to keep it clean. A dry sauna requires a lot of power and outdoor space usually. The really cool thing about infrared saunas is you can put them in your home. So I'm standing right now in our 3rd bedroom of our house. Luke was able to put this up in a day. It was really easy to set up. There's a lot of health benefits associated with infrared sauna. It's supposed to be the easiest type of sauna on your body, meaning that the infrared heats you up from your core instead of just external heat like you would get in a traditional sauna. So I'm going to show you how to operate it and what you can expect from a sauna session. A couple of notes. So right now it's plugged in, I don't know if you can see it, to grid power. However, when we were setting this up and we were testing, we did learn that we can plug it in to our Anchor Solix unit and we can run it off that. Now it is a huge power suck. So it basically, a session drains the Anchor Solix pretty good. However, it does work. So this infrared sauna does have the potential to be a completely off-grid sauna. We would just use our solar powers to recharge the Solix to run this. For today's demo, I'm just gonna plug it into the grid because, hey, we got it, let's use it. In the future, if we were to move our homestead to solar, we'd still be able to run this. It does take a lot of power, but it's worth it. We're not using it, we do unplug it, but I've plugged it in because I'm gonna fire it up. And it's so easy. So I'm gonna power it on. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick up that display screen. Right now it's set to Celsius, so what I'm gonna do is hit both of these buttons at the same time, change it to Fahrenheit, and right now it's set to 149 degrees. That is the hottest that this unit will get. I have found it seems to heat up better if you put the time a little bit higher. For me personally, when I go in, I only want to be in there for about 15 to 20 minutes because I haven't used saunas in a while. It gets hot, surprisingly hot. I used to frequent a local business in Coeur d'Alene that also had infrared saunas. I think the hottest they got was like 131, so this is significantly hotter. And so I was really pleasantly surprised when I did use this unit. Previously, the IR infrared saunas I had used, they got hot, but enough. I wasn't uncomfortable or anything. I was hot. This unit actually gets hot. We got the 2-person model. In retrospect, maybe the 1-person would have been better just because of the footprint, but still, even for being a 2-person, this is not bad. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it takes up a solid corner. I would say it takes up the same amount as a small computer desk and computer chair would take up footprint wise. It looks great. It's clean. I don't know what wood this is. I will put it on the screen here as soon as I find out. It basically came like each side was a piece. Luke had to put like the handles on and connect some wires up top, put the top on. I don't know if you can see it. Then I better close the door so it heats up, but it actually came with some accessories like a handle, a cup holder, a magazine rack. We didn't put it in just because we didn't need it. But these, where this black is, those are the panels that actually generate the infrared. So I'm gonna close it. It was like 61 when we started, now it's 67 or something like that. So it does take a little bit to heat up. So I'm gonna leave and then I'm gonna come back once it's ready to get used. So remember, here is our Anchor Solix unit, and this was what Luke plugged it into. And like I said, fair warning, this unit takes up a lot of power. So if we were gonna run this off grid, it would probably be a kind of a special occasion, and we would just really have to plan it around when we could recharge with the solar panels. While we wait for it to heat up, just a couple other options. So obviously that's the power button. You can listen to plug-in, there's a USB here. You can listen to radio. You can also do Bluetooth. So what I like to do when I go in is I actually will look up like a 20-minute, 15-minute guided meditation on Spotify, and I'll hook that up so I don't want to bring my phone in. So I'll leave my phone out here, and then I'll just let the 15-minute play, and it's perfect. It's relaxing. It's got everything I want. And then when the guided meditation ends, I know to get out. So one thing I almost forgot to show you is the oxygen ionizer inside the unit. So when you're heating it up, so if I can show you, it's already hot in here. This is the oxygen ionizer, so you hit O3 When you're preheating the sauna, you just hit the O3 button. It's gonna release ozone to kill all the bad bacteria in the sauna. Afterwards, you hit the ion, and that just kind of helps refresh it. And I guess it releases negative ions into the sauna and just kind of helps keep it fresh in there. All right, so the unit's at 145 Fahrenheit right now, and that's hot enough, honestly. I mean, it'll go to about 147 to 149 max, and that's almost too hot for me, but I just like to put it as hot as possible, so I only need to spend about 15-20 minutes in there. So I would say from plugging it in, turning it on, to getting to this temperature, probably took about 30 minutes max. I have noticed the ionizer, the little unit I showed you, does seem to slow down the heating process, so I don't keep it on. Sometimes I don't even turn it on just because I want the unit to heat up as fast as possible.
So, some final thoughts on the Flexispot 2-person infrared sauna. First, the pros. It's very easy to set up and use. Luke was able to build it in one afternoon. The built-in audio options are really handy and the sound is crystal clear. It can be installed almost anywhere in your house as long as there's enough room and there's a power outlet nearby. It's able to be powered with larger sized portable power stations and potentially makes this an off-grid infrared sauna. And at a maximum heat of 148 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit, it's one of the hotter infrared saunas on the market. Now for a couple of cons, the wood does kind of have an odd smell at first, but with time and cleaning and just airing out the unit, it does go away. The negative ion oxygen bar doesn't really seem to do much, and it gives off a weird smell, so we just don't really use it anymore. The panels get pretty hot. I wasn't able to lean back against them with the heat at its highest setting, but that means the unit gets really hot, and so this kind of isn't really a con. It really shows how hot the unit gets, and I would rather have hot panels than an infrared sauna that doesn't get hot enough. This one's kind of minor, and I'm being a little petty. It doesn't have true red light therapy in it, but the red light is still a nice touch. There are nicer Flexispot infrared sauna models that do have true red light therapy in them, but since this is a base model, it just has the different color lights. This is kind of a pro or a con, but the price can still be a bit of a sticker shock to you if you're newer to saunas, but it is still significantly cheaper than other models. Right now, the 2-person unit is on sale for $2,199.99. Overall, if you're in the market for an infrared sauna, I think this is a great model to invest in. We're very happy with this unit, and we can't wait to continue to use it and give you guys an update down the line. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions.